Holding space is about showing up authentically and creating safety in the moments that matter most. From parenting littles to navigating friendships and partnerships, I reframe tantrums, conflicts, and messy feelings as invitations to connection. I'm Julia Clark, a psychotherapist and play therapist with over 30 years of experience walking alongside children, families, and the people who care for them. Each episode explores the building blocks of emotional literacy, co-regulation, and boundaries, while honoring the intergenerational stories we carry within. Blending science with lived wisdom, I believe growth is playful, healing is possible, and we are all learning together. Hi, I'm Julia, and together we're holding space. Today, I want to share something I've created that feels deeply personal and incredibly powerful. It's called the I Am sessions. These sessions grew from a question I hear again and again, from parents, caregivers, teachers, and individuals doing the deep work. Why does this moment hit me so hard? Why does this behavior trigger something so deep in me? An I Am session is a 2-hour deep dive into the patterns, reactions, and emotional responses that keep surfacing, often most clearly in your relationships with your child. But truly, these sessions are about your relationship with yourself. They're for anyone who has ever said, I don't want to yell, but I do. I know it's just a tantrum, but inside, I feel like I'm falling apart. Or, why does parenting stir up so much from the past? Why these sessions matter. Parenting is never just about raising a child. It's also about reparenting ourselves. When your child says no, it doesn't always land as a simple boundary test. It can feel like rejection or disrespect, touching something old and raw inside of you. When your child melts down, you might feel panic or rage rise up, not because of the toy or the tears, but because their overwhelm echoes places in you that once weren't met with safety. These are the roots of change, the intergenerational patterns carried forward. The nervous system remembers what the mind can't always name. What happens in a session? In an I Am session, we slow everything down. We look beneath the surface of behavior. We track your nervous system responses. We explore the beliefs and stories that might be running the show. The intention is to start by exploring the behaviors that trigger us most. For parents, that might be tantrums or defiance. For teachers, it might be disruptions in the classroom. With our partners, it might be stonewalling or shutting down. For some, these triggers even show up in interactions with their own parents. Because all behavior is communication, and often it's a mirror. When we feel triggered, it's pointing us towards a younger part of ourselves that is ready, and sometimes desperate, to be seen and healed. So, we begin by naming the behaviors that feel hardest, and then together, we create safety around them. We ask, where is this story rooted? Is it in your memory, in your body, in your family history? Is it something you learned in your own childhood? Was there a time when you needed comfort, but were told to suck it up, or that the world isn't fair, or that no one wants to be around you when you're like this? In those moments, many of us learn to push feelings down, to make ourselves smaller. And now, when our child, student, or partner expresses those same big feelings, our nervous system remembers. It says, this is dangerous. This is too much. And suddenly, We're reacting to the past, not just the present. Connection, not attention. One example I often hear comes from parents and teachers. They'll say, the child is just attention seeking. And I always ask, what do you think the intended outcome is? Why might they be seeking attention in this way? The common answer is any attention's better than no attention. But here's the shift. Instead of attention, let's use the word connection. A child who is dysregulated, overwhelmed, or acting out is not trying to manipulate. They're reaching for an adult nervous system, someone steady enough to hold what they cannot yet hold on their own. They are actually saying, I need help. They're saying, please see me. And here's the mirror. Those behaviors often trigger us most strongly because they awaken the younger parts of us that once needed the same thing. The child inside of us remembers what it was like to cry for comfort and to be told, stop it. To feel anger and to be punished for it. To long for closeness and to be told we were too much. So, when our children reach for connection, our own unmet parts rise up too. That's why these moments feel so big. The deeper work. In an I am session, we hold space for those younger parts. We let them be seen, witnessed, and met with compassion, maybe for the very first time. Instead of stuffing down or pushing away, we create room to name and feel. Instead of reacting, we begin to respond with awareness. And as those old stories soften, you can show up differently for your child, your students, your partner, and even your parents. You begin to hold others in a way that you always wish someone had held you. This is how cycles shift. This is how we change the story. Who are I am sessions for? These sessions are powerful for parents, but they're also meaningful for teachers, therapists, and anyone who wants to feel more regulated, empowered, and aligned in relationships. If you've been on a personal growth journey and you notice the same patterns surfacing again and again, I am sessions offer a safe, attuned space to notice with compassion and to choose a new way forward. Take a slow breath with me. Inhale. Exhale. Think of a recent moment with your child, your partner, your student, or even your parent that felt big inside of you. Ask yourself, what was I feeling in my body? What old story did this moment remind me of? What did I tell myself it meant about me? This is where the work begins, by noticing with gentleness. You don't have to do it alone. That's what I am sessions are here for. To hold you as you uncover and shift the patterns that have been holding you. Why this matters. The I am sessions are not about fixing you. They're about helping you see yourself with clarity and compassion. They help you step out of cycles of reactivity into conscious connection. Because the truth is, you deserve to feel safe in your body and your relationships. Your child deserves a parent who feels safe too. When you heal those places inside, the ripples move outward into your family, your classroom, your work, your world. This is part of our Holding Space series, where we honor the real work, the messy, meaningful process of showing up fully. Next time, we'll be talking about children's behavior and how what looks like defiance or manipulation is almost always communication. Thank you for being here, and for holding space with me. If the content of this podcast really resonated with you and you'd like to go even deeper, I'd love to invite you to step into this work more fully. Beyond the podcast, there are many ways that we can connect. Individual therapy for your child, parent coaching or support for yourself, and deeper IM sessions that explore intergenerational patterns. Additionally, I also offer webinar workshops and weekend retreats for parents, classes, intensive trainings and supervision for therapists, and large group presentations for educators or school presentations. Each are designed to help us hold space for the next generation of children in safe, attuned, and meaningful ways. You can learn more and explore what fits best for you at clarity.family.